Thank you. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everyone. I would like to thank the Office of President of the General Assembly for inviting me and NGLS and the co-facilitators in your commitment to include migrants and refugees in organizations in different stages of this process. I am an example of that effort, and it is giving me inspiration. But most importantly, I hope to inspire you today to think critically about our current discourse on migration governance. Before I will share the story of Tina, I would like to mention that I am part of a larger organized community of migrants and refugees in coalition with Global Coalition of Migration, Women in Migration, and in Europe, we are Transnational Migrant Platform. Tina is a migrant domestic worker in the private household in the Netherlands. Her migration journey started in the Middle East, Kuwait, then Cyprus, and then in the Netherlands. As she was sharing as migrant domestic worker working in the private household in the Netherlands, we have organized ourselves to empower and understand our position in the Netherlands. And we have placed our issue in the agenda of the politicians and the trade union. The main goal in our campaign is to be recognized with respect because we know that our work allows the parents in our families to balance their work and their family life. Our campaign is for all the women and men working in the domestic sector in the Netherlands. We are united and full of strength with total awareness of our rights, dignity, and capacities as human beings. We also get involved in the wider struggle of migrant rights against racism and discrimination. For more than 30 years, she has not been able to be reunited with her family because of lack of regular status. Her daughter was able to finish her study as a physiotherapist, but because of lack of prospects in the Philippines, her daughter migrated to the Netherlands as well and is also working in the domestic sector. First of all, I want to put here the issue of equality. To be specific, gender equality. Why are our working condition and our possibility to move cross borders different from Tina and her daughter? Tina and her daughter are workers too, just like you and me. Despite the adoption of the ILO C-189, domestic work is not recognized to be contributing economically in many countries, therefore not a category for migration, and Tina is not categorized as an expat, but as a migrant. Two is also in developing mechanisms to protect all migrants, regardless of status. We need to consider the role of private military corporations and private security companies in migration industry. Specifically, their role in shaping migration policies and how these corporations are actively encouraging a growing securitization of borders. Securitization frameworks will fuel criminalization of migrant communities and intensify racist and xenophobic narratives that demonize migrants and refugees. Third is, why is her daughter compelled to migrate and leave her son in the Philippines? We need to be comprehensive that the pressure to migrate is a very complex phenomenon and that the large movements of people today are mixed flows of people. The prospects of the daughter of Tina finding job in the Philippines, refugee fleeing from war and environmental degradation and disasters are very much related to our foreign policies, economic trade and investment agreements. Competition and the drive for market efficiency and the systemic erosion of social models of our countries during crisis have facilitated commodification in every aspect of our life and our environment. This has resulted into massive displacement of people and explosive growth of precarious wage labor, leading to a precarious existence without a secure identity or sense of development achieved through labor. At last, to leave no one behind, we need a more intense effort to work with civil societies, reclaiming areas of development, and that governments at state and UN level should promote policy coherence across the spectrum of development, trade, investment, peace, and safe movement of people across borders. We see common grounds with other sectors of civil society and social movements who are proposing alternatives to respect and safeguard the right of people to work in their own territories and defend their environment and natural resources. We believe that the protection of the rights of migrants and refugees will be best ensured when these are seen in an integrated ways as part of people's human rights, whether we are women, indigenous peoples, migrants and refugees, or workers and peasants. The UN has a major role and responsibility to ensure this integrated approach to the challenges facing the global human rights agenda and the rights of our environment. Thank you.
Thank you. That was Commissioner Jille Belisario of the CFMW. I thank you for that statement. I'm now calling upon His Excellency Nicola